Welcome back to Burke Family 54 Comics YouTube here. We're going to be doing a live stream talking about the comic news this week. I am joined by a good friend of mine, Chris. What up, dude?
What's up? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Hanging in there.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if anyone was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be joining me or not, but I do have a new mic. Do I sound okay? Do I sound terrible? I don't know.
I mean, you sound pretty good. Not bad at all. Decent for YouTube standards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna at some point get even a better one. I started another podcast with a friend of mine that talks on like K-State sports, and it's doing pretty well. So probably have to upgrade at some point because we got like 7,000 views just last week. Um,
That's good.
we,
I think it's important too. I think like with sports on YouTube, those live shows do really well. Like I feel like even me, I get recommended these smaller channels for like Knicks stuff, and I haven't watched like Knicks basketball in years.
yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. Sports, I guess, is getting bigger, especially on YouTube.
Well,
But
gambling.
gambling's another thing. Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
I think that's put a lot more money into sports. So you have a lot more people talking. And then also like I it's you think about it as a niche, but it's probably a lot bigger than comics if you think about it.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Even the collegiate level. So having something, and then also too, I'd imagine like doing the college sports thing is probably easier to build like community and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing to kind of lean into that and then, see what comes of it.
For sure, for sure. So let's go ahead and get right into this video here. I do want to say thank you to everyone that's watching, subscribing, all of that, watching on the replay. I do want to thank the channel members. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best part of Burke Family 54 Comics. We have 15 channel members. You guys are absolutely awesome. I have reached out to the 616comics.com to do a giveaway. We're going to be doing one, I think, for Halloween. So everyone that is a channel member will be entered to win. It's just $1.99 to join. Thank you to the amazing people over at the 616comics.com for sponsoring the channel. If you guys want the best exclusive comics, check out their website, the 616comics.com. They have a Patreon and whatnot as well. So let's go ahead and get right into this. There is lots of news that came out this week. I would imagine that you are going to be talking about this on your channel, Nightwing Stan. Is that your?
Yeah, yeah. That's my personal channel, which has been doing really well and stuff. And it's fun, I think I've been trying to work on things for the podcast, get better at like talking and all that stuff. And it's been a good exercise. And it's like, oh, like I'm pretty good at this, or I'm getting better. So I really like it. What did I talk about recently? I did a Penguin episode 1 review. I
See, I
just
haven't even seen
posted.
it. We're going to talk about it tonight,
You
but
haven't seen it, dude? Don't you have the first appearance of Penguin behind you or something?
it's in the collection. It is
Yeah,
behind me somewhere. I do have it for Silver Age, but I
yeah.
thought they were going to wait till the whole series is over and then put it on Max. Didn't realize it was going on there the next day. Otherwise, I would have already watched it. I would have watched it earlier today. So
Yeah, it's really good. Especially as a New Yorker, it's like, oh, they filmed this in New York, so a lot more of a connection than I had to the Batman, which was cool. I like sent my mom a text. I'm like, "This is by your house." She's like, "Yeah, I know."
yeah, from my understanding, you see lots of actors and all of that in New York. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
New York is one of those places. Not too long ago, I saw Stefan Marbury, and I got a photo with him. So that's a New York Knicks legend.
Dude, I know everyone knows who Stefan Marbury is. All right. I mean,
Oh,
that
all
guy was
right.
a baller back in the day.
You listen. Sometimes I have to explain myself, but yeah,
So I keep
but yeah.
messing with my hair. I got a haircut today, and so I'm not quite sure if it's too long in the front or just right or what, but I keep messing with it. So, anyways, let's get right into this. Comic news this week, Monday, September 23rd. I think this is the biggest news of the day. This happened today.
Yeah.
Kyle Chandler was cast as Hal Jordan Green Lantern in the Lanterns TV show and in the DCU. If you guys know him, he's from the Friday Night Lights TV show. He was in Wolf of Wall Street. What else was he in? He's been in a
He's in plenty of
bunch.
stuff. He's in the Monarch movies, the MonsterVerse. So he was in King of Monsters. He was in the last Godzilla versus Kong, I think. So he's played a smaller role in them, but basically he's been the dad or cop in things for the last 10 to 15 years. I think he's a perfect older Hal Jordan. I did read though that his deal doesn't have a movie component to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if Lanterns is a one and done thing for Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Hey, we got kind of a super chat. Channel member for 34 months. Mark from Legion of Comics. It's cool, Burke. Only DC fans watch the Penguin. Dude, I don't know why I didn't watch it yet, but I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to try to get it done tomorrow. So, the dad from Super 8, Dr. Mark Russell from the Monsters verse. Yeah, I think they also said he was also an early edition from the 90s. So, yeah, he's a great actor. He really is, and I think he's going to be good. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I will say I'm more excited for him playing Hal Jordan than I was for Josh Brolin that turned it down. So, I mean, I think
Listen,
Brolin is
Josh
an
Brolin is
amazing
a
actor.
fantastic actor, and I think he'd have probably pulled it off. But I did not see Hal Jordan in Josh Brolin. Whereas, like with Kyle Chandler, you're like you could see it, and if you see younger photos of him, you're like that is Hal Jordan. And also, I think it's going to be cool. But Tom King is writing it, so Hal's probably going to be a war criminal. So we'll see.
Yeah, Mark says they feel like they're going to low key set up for Parallax. Yeah, because in the comics, Hal Jordan does become Parallax for a little bit there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, they've pretty much made it known that it's going to be John Stewart as the Green Lantern in the DCU for like the Justice League and all of that moving forward. He's also going to be in the Lantern show. I don't know who's going to play him, but like I said, Kyle Chandler is going to play Hal Jordan, and I think that's a great choice. He was also in the Peter Jackson King Kong. Nice.
He was in that one too. Oh,
I guess so. I hope they bring Jessica and Kyle in to along with John. Yes. Watch your dirty mouth flow. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Anything DC related, I'm excited about. I still don't know how. I didn't know that the Penguin was available on Max already. I thought it was only on HBO because I felt like they made it pretty clear it was going to be an HBO exclusive, but I guess it's not because it's now on Max.
But I will say that's not your fault. It's poor marketing on their end because the show is going to continue on HBO on a weekly basis, but they released the first episode a little bit early on Max. And the show started at Max before it was moved to an HBO original. So that has more to do with Warner Brothers Discovery and the mess that is that company versus you as a consumer.
Okay, so the first episode is on Max only, but it hasn't gone on HBO yet. Is that what you're saying?
It came out yesterday on HBO. So the first episode actually aired on TV like HBO last night on Sunday night. And then the next episodes are all going to air on Sunday nights.
Okay, and are they going to go to Max the next day, or what's the plan there?
It's going to be on the same time. So if you have Max at 9 p.m. or whatever time on Sunday it airs, it'll be available on Max.
So same thing what they did with Game of Thrones
House of Dragon, all their HBO originals. You basically have instant access. The Last of Us, all those shows. So
okay, well we're going to skip right into it. We're going to move this up. We have to talk about the Penguin. No. What up, dude?
So I'm sitting here trying to enjoy my Monday, winding down, watching Kill Tony, laughing my ass off to one of the funniest segments ever. But I had to pause my fantastic evening to come on here and tell Flo I'm sorry that the writers of Green Lantern won't make such riveting content as Wakanda Forgettable, you piece of shit.
Listen, there are no war criminals in Wakanda Forgettable.
Hal Jordan so if you literally is a criminal at a point in comics.
Listen, I honestly I just am tired of the Parallax thing because they did that in the animated movie, and I was like, do we need to do that again so soon?
Yeah, we do because they did a terrible job of it in that. That would be an amazing. It was ass. It would be amazing.
I like how Mark's been on here for less than a minute and he's already dropped 2 curse words.
Blame him.
I'm sorry I make you that passionate. I didn't know our love burned that bright.
Yeah, and do you remember in Peter Jackson's King Kong, the actor that they took with him to the island?
Yeah.
who actually got his found his courage and came swinging down in the ravine, shooting the insects when they came back with the rescue party. That was Kyle Chandler.
I had to rewatch
I know
that
that part.
you know
I know that part.
it's one of those things where I felt like he didn't exist until like Friday Night Lights.
Oh no, he's been around.
And that
Well,
run. I mean, he's had to
in
be
that era though, wasn't it? That was during the Friday Night Lights era, wasn't it?
No, Friday Night Lights I think was like 07, 09, and King
That's
Kong was
Peter
what?
Jackson,
03?
King Kong. No,
I was there.
05 or 06. It was right around there.
Okay, gotcha.
I was working at the comic book store when it came out, so it had to be like 4 through 6 around there.
So it's 2005. I would imagine it was filmed in 2004. And then Friday Night Lights came out in 2006. So yeah, it was within a year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, back to back, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good start to a career right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't his start. I mean, he was on a lot of stuff before. Early Edition was probably his breakout role, 96 through 2000.
Never heard of him until King Kong.
Yeah, exactly. So I
didn't even know his name. I just knew his face from that, and then obviously you start seeing him repetitively for years because of Friday Night Lights. That was a pretty popular show. Even if you didn't watch it, you see commercials for it.
Yeah, the show was more popular than the movie.
Oh, I forgot they did a movie.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But I mean, my wife has watched Friday Night Lights.
I mean, didn't the show go on for like 7 seasons or something?
We wanted to talk to you about that, and we wanted to talk to you about that, and unfortunately, fill you in on why she watches it so much.
Tim Riggins is why she watches it so much.
It's not Alan Ritchson.
No. What? Alan Ritchson isn't. That's Blue Mountain State.
Blue Mountain State. Yeah, I don't watch any of these sports shows.
Okay, well,
Blue Mountain State's a classic.
It is. Anyways, yeah, we were already talking about it though, and I decided to move it up here. Give me thoughts on the Penguin. It did 3.2 million domestically, 5.3 million across all platforms.
Yeah, it absolutely
feels like it's universally liked for episode 1.
Yeah, it's universally praised, not just liked. People are already throwing the word Emmys around with it, and I think rightfully so. Colin Farrell's going to win the Emmy for this. This is a silver screen actor that's been pulled down to television roles, doing one of the most transformative performances of anybody's career, and absolutely killing it. It's HBO. What do you expect but the best of the best? And that's what they delivered with this.
Yeah, it's funny. There was a funny tweet. They're like, they were praising the prosthetics, but they were like, we used to have actors that looked like this.
What's crazy is it's not even just the prosthetics. There's nothing. No, it sounds good, dude. There's nothing about this that you think Colin Farrell. Not even in the eyes. It's just a different person. Look at his stance. Look at his body language right there.
Yeah, you remember when the trailer premiered in Fandom? I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, nobody.
I didn't know that was him. I think I had to be told that was him.
We all
after
did.
that Fandom teaser.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fantastic. I think this is the biggest show that HBO or Max has had since The Last of Us, which we all know was the biggest show of last year. So
they said it was the biggest.
This is the largest premiere since The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And to outdo House of the Dragon, that's impressive.
So, didn't House of the Dragon come out before that though? Or are you talking about season 2?
Season 2 just has come out between The Last of Us and this.
Yeah.
And season 2 would have an episode 1 premiere just like this just did. I guarantee you Last of Us season 2 probably tops it all again. That shows a whole.
That show's amazing.
If it's anything like the game, the second season will be
it's
terrible.
Not going to be. They're not going to kill Barry off in the beginning. They're going to deviate.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they're going to stretch it out to 2 seasons. I wonder how they're going to do that, but we'll see.
But yeah, it was fantastic, Steven. You just need to suck it up and support the project and get an HBO subscription.
I'm going to watch it when I have Max. By the way, I have Max. I got it.
I'm gonna wait for it all to come out.
No, I bought all of the Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, 2, and 3 when they came out. The day they came out. So it's not like
you're good at making bad decisions.
I was about to say, I was like, hey, did you get it? After the first one, we reviewed it on the podcast, and Troy, my co-host, was like, should we review the other ones? I'm like, I'm not putting myself through that. I was like, the first one got a decent
Part
amount of
2 was
views and listens,
terrible.
but I'm
Part
like,
3 was better, but part 2
I
was
can't.
god awful.
Yeah, part 2 had its moments. I watched part 2 on Max while I was on vacation because I could never find a physical copy because I want it from the if you buy it on physical, like all of the Tomorrowverse has a connecting spine, building out the words DC Universe and stuff with characters inside of it.
Oh, I didn't know. That's dope. I might have to go back. I mean, I
Yeah.
hate a lot of those movies, but
I wanted to collect it, and I always buy it on physical anyways because it comes with the digital download. I'd rather wait 2 weeks, get the physical and the digital than pay for the digital. But I could never find it because of the lack of physical media in stores. They started trimming down, and I still have never seen a part 2 on Blu-ray in the store. I've seen part 3, but I ended up watching part 2 on Max and buying part 3 on digital only, just so I could watch it. Me and Finn did a doubleheader on vacation and watched it.
yeah, I can never get through that, and it just sucks. Anytime, I mean, I've slowed down like on physical, but anytime I see all of those older DC animated movies, I'm like, Jesus, we have strayed too far away from God. But good news, these new DC projects, the Penguin was a huge success, so it feels good to have that. I can't wait for the next episodes.
Episode 1, what do you guys give it out of 10?
What is
I give it a solid 8.
I gave it a 9. There ain't. Yeah, I couldn't go any lower than a 9 for this.
I'm excited to watch it now because he was amazing in the Batman. Which I mean, I remember when it came out, I really liked the first half of the movie, and he was really more in the first half than the second half. And I think Colin Farrell's an amazing actor, so I'm pretty excited. To watch it. Shame on me for not knowing it was available yet.
That's okay. And I know it's not an 8 for Flo Dameron, but Wakanda forgettable it is not. So go in there, manage your expectations. It's just a fantastic HBO show. It is not Wakanda forgettable.
I haven't seen season 2 of What If yet. Is that bad?
I'll never let it go.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Free yourself, and like Wakanda forever.
I have not seen season 2 of What If yet. Is that bad?
I skipped it. I heard a lot of good praises from it.
Again, this is not a part of sort of like the discussion, but like it's very telling about like Marvel projects where like whereas I used to not be able to miss anything, I at no point was like even YouTube clips of it. I don't even know what the stories are or anything like that. I might watch Agatha all along with my girlfriend because we liked WandaVision, the first part of it. But I didn't watch Echo. And even watching that Thunderbolts trailer, I was like, all 6 of these people do the same thing. So
perfect segue. Yeah. Perfect segue. What do you guys think of the trailer? Because I thought it looked like booty, honestly.
Yeah. It almost is like I went to school for journalism, but no, I didn't. It wasn't. It was okay, but that's the thing. Like none of the Marvel stuff outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, which was good. None of it's exciting. Like none of it's making me go to the theater. Even.
Well, I mean,
I can skip a lot of it.
Yeah, well, Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, they did the same thing they did in the Spider-Man 3 movie, or they just all fan service, but they did it better, in my opinion. Like way better, way better.
All they had to do was put Hugh Jackman in a yellow suit, and you could put him in anything, and it would have worked.
I mean, he's just too good of an actor.
And Ryan Reynolds has already won everybody over as Deadpool. Those are 2 can't miss characters. Literally 2 can't miss characters in that scenario, bringing Hugh Jackman back to give us like this authentic, what we've been missing for 20 years version. Like couldn't miss. And they did a great job with it. Like all credit goes to Ryan and Hugh, though. I don't like zero credit goes to anybody else other than the people that were directly attached to them and the director and their decisions, guaranteed.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
Amazing.
That is the best GIF meme of all time. The best line for sure.
I will say Thunderbolts trailer for me looks fine. Like I'll go see it in the theater so that I'm able to talk about it and review it and discuss it and stuff. I probably would be fine with catching it when I catch it otherwise. but I didn't see anything in this trailer that looked like inherently shitty. You see,
You know
like
what
the
is
standard,
shitty? The font on that poster. Any of us could have made that. It's like
it's not papyrus.
yeah, it
No,
look
but
it's pretty
you see the standard overly stupid Red Guardian, and
They use AI is what everyone's saying on this. Like, have you seen like all the other ones? It was like the exact same as like 4 other movies. I'll find it.
Well,
real quick.
the thing is, Sentry, he has 6 fingers in the poster, which is usually like telltale sign of AI. But I like the poster. It's just the logo that they chose is, and I don't know why it has that asterisk. I don't know if it's gonna be like when it gets closer to the movie, they're like Dark Avengers or something like that, or the post credit scene is gonna reveal something different. But I don't care, to be honest.
Yeah, I assume they're just going to add a tag to the movie or something at the last minute, change it to Agatha all along.
It was all in Westview. It was all
Yeah.
in Wanda's head.
But it didn't look anything look bad about it, but nothing that was like, oh my god. I think it'll be fun. But I mean,
I like Florence Pugh as what's her name? I mean, Black
Yolanda.
Widow's little sister. Yeah, I like her in that role. I liked her in Hawkeye in the Black Widow movie. So
Yeah.
I'm down to watch it. But again, nothing about the Marvel stuff is exciting.
It's fine. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that's fine. That's fine. But I didn't get excited for it like watching the Falcon flying around in the new Captain America trailer.
There's just nothing exciting about that trailer to me. I mean, it looks like something. I mean, all of those people were, for the most part, on MCU TV shows, so it kind of just looks like a made-for-TV movie to me. So I don't know.
And can we talk about how they made Taskmaster's costume even worse? It's like they gave her a hockey mask, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like with that character, they should have just left her in the Black Widow movie and just moved on. Instead, they're like, you know what? Let's double down and also make the costume worse.
It's their Suicide Squad.
I mean, legit, yeah. I do think they do that to sort of like corner like DC out of the market. They're like, all right, like what is good DC good at? Oh, Suicide Squad. Let's figure out how to make our own.
I mean, that's essentially. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They've done a lot of that.
Here's another one that I saw. There's been like a bunch of them, but this was
putting
one of the
Doomsday as the title of an Avengers movie is the most classless move I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, this is the end. I did see the Sons of Anarchy one was a good one. It's like it's the Sons of Anarchy poster.
Yeah, and I'm searching. There's other ones, but I can't find it right now. But I saw.
Be careful searching on Twitter, man.
Why is that?
No, it's become like a cesspool for a bunch of things. So,
like what? The beans. What, like what?
Yeah. I mean, plenty of things. But,
you're sharing screen of Twitter and just scrolling wildly. You're liable to have like nudity just flash by.
Exactly. Under someone's like tweet, it'd just be like it'll be a thing about a movie, and someone's like promoting their OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I did click media, but yeah, you're right. That is true. What up,
I'm looking out for you.
Well, I remember that one. I don't know if you guys were here for it. There was a whole thing about that. I let someone in without checking to make sure that they were legit, and we saw all sorts of bad stuff.
It was actually Steve on a second camera. He doesn't want to admit it, but that was actually Steve.
Absolutely not. And I had to go back and delete that. Actually, I think I cut it out first, and then I just ended up making it unlisted, just because I worry about that stuff so much. But the new Thunderbolts trailer doesn't look amazing to me. I won't go see it. I'll wait till it gets on Disney Plus and then maybe watch it. I still haven't seen all the way through Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That was a fantastic one. I mean, if there was a one to sort of like sit through, that was great. I have issues with it, some of it, but like it was a great like finale.
Well, I didn't enjoy it, and I enjoyed number 1 and number 2 actually. So
you didn't enjoy it.
Watch it all.
Exactly.
I hadn't seen it, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, a couple movies came out this weekend. I'm assuming Mark has seen both of these. Mark,
I think he has. He's posted about both. How was Superman?
What'd you think?
The Christopher Reeve story was amazing, absolutely amazing. It's must see. It's a must experience. You owe it to yourself, to this man's legacy, to go watch this movie and really get to know him, get to know what he represents, and it really does need to be experienced. It's nothing light of heart or anything, but it's a when you see it later, because you'll see it eventually. Like a lot of people will see this when they see it, and you will regret every day you think about this movie from that point forward that you didn't go and see it. Promise you.
Well, the trailer looked amazing. Like it was absolutely amazing. So I'm excited about watching it for sure. Transformers 1
Absolutely amazing.
Came in second at the box office behind Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice got beat up by $1 million. You liked it too, it sounds like.
Yep. It was absolutely amazing.
I heard it was. I mean, I haven't heard a bad thing about Transformers 1, which is really surprising because the trailer was absolutely terrible. But Paramount's done a bad job with really good movies. Like this movie is failed at the box office. Dungeons and Dragons, which was amazing, didn't do anything at the box office. So they just don't know how to market these movies.
They pushed the hell out of this.
The trailer was fine. I liked it, but they have not done a very good job of marketing it at all.
What could they have done to market it better?
I haven't seen anything anywhere about it.
It's all over my feed and has been for a long time, but I guess I have like Transformer stuff in my feed to begin with, maybe.
I mean, the algorithms are kind of like trained to us, but I think it's like how do you get kids to, how do you get parents to take their kids to see this? And I mean, part of it is like who releases like a kid's movie when like
school
just started. Yeah, like again, it goes to them. It's like, wait, why didn't you release it a couple weeks earlier in August? Make it sort of like the last thing that families can do before they go back to school. So I blame it all on Paramount in terms of like, I mean, I don't think it's a failure because the budget is not crazy high, but still, like for a movie with this kind of like reviews and is based on a property everyone loves.
Power behind it. Look at the star power. Hemsworth, ScarJo, Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah, there's just so much. So I blame them, but I definitely got to go see it. My son loves Transformers.
What did you think of Transformers, the new movie?
I give it a 2020 out of a 2020.
That's a perfect score.
That's a perfect score.
Yeah, it really was an careful. It was an all-around fantastic movie, like for kids, adults. What was great about it is I'm a Michael Bay fan. Like I'm a Bayverse fan first and foremost when it comes to anything Transformers. And I most of my friends that are Transformers fans are the opposite. And I completely get that. But this movie has absolutely landed for everybody. The Bayverse fans, the old heads, the people that, like, oh, my Transformers are from the 1980s and blah, blah, blah. Because this is going back before any of it. And it's like using this like allied timeline kind of thing because it's been going on for so long. And there's so many iterations of Transformers that they kind of have like this planned out and agreed upon continuity that's like, can be like their main line. Everything else can still exist and do whatever, and you can have the rescue bots and this or that, but this is the definitive origin for what would be considered like mainline Transformers, and it hits. I haven't seen a heartbreaking descent into villainy like this since episode 3 with Anakin, where you could just the ultimate outcome and you don't want it to happen, and there's key moments, key decisions where you're just like, don't do it, and you're like begging at the screen, and they make the decision, and it just tears you up. And then you get to that next crossroads and you're like begging them. You still can be redeemed. You haven't gone too far yet. And it just keeps going kind of thing. It was so well done.
I gotta check it out.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out now. So I don't know if in theaters, but I will definitely watch it obviously at some point.
What did you think of Transformers 1?
Awesome.
There you go.
10 out of 10 from the whole family.
No, I'm here. See, there you go.
Perfect.
Everyone.
Love it. Moving on.
Part was B.
B, yeah.
Moving on here. I did a video for the channel members. I don't think I'm actually going to post it because I look real tired in it, and the book should be back this week, and I'm talking about it right now.
That's me in all my videos.
No, like I literally looked exhausted in the video.
Yeah.
Anyways, I sent my books off to CGC. They were after they came back. Okay, so they came back. Obviously, there's Bengate happening. 3 of my books. 2 of them are right here, Flash 92, and then Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, first Spider-Gwen and first Impulse, and then there was a first Doomsday as well, which I totally agree with Mark on how Marvel should not have used that. But anyways, I submitted them back to CGC because they wanted me to, and they said to put attention Matt N, which I assume is Matt Nelson, and then it was there for about 2 weeks. I thought I was going to get a phone call or an email about it because it was mechanical error, and I know there's been a big issue, and I talked about how they fixed the issue, but also there was no issue. They're going to use basically a different inner well for some of these books, and I checked on Friday, and it said it was shipped, and there's no new grades for the books, which I would assume means that the grades have not changed. There's no photos, and it says it's going to be here on Thursday. So we'll do the ultimate, video on that on Thursday whenever they come in. But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I haven't heard that much about Bengate in the last couple of weeks, so maybe that's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure they corrected it.
Yeah.
Well, they said they have.
It seems like
I will
generally
be able to tell you if they have or not. I will be able to tell you if they have or not. So.
It feels like people are kind of straying away from getting things graded these days just because of all the stuff that goes on. And then also it's like, hey, if you have the book, you have the book, Unless you're going to sell it, like the grading doesn't really affect people's attachment to it, I find these days.
Yeah, and I know lots of people saying that no one's grading books as much anymore. No one's buying graded books either, and prices are going down. And yeah, no, this is definitely a market.
Anything.
Say that again?
I haven't been buying much of anything other than just my new books.
I haven't bought like any big books lately either.
And what's weird is they've gone down, like you said, and I just don't have. I'm more concerned with keeping my money right now. I don't know why.
I agree with everything you just said. I agree. Now there are a couple things.
The vibes are off.
There's definitely a couple books that I want to get by the end of the year still. And one of those being the new Teen Titans number 2, first Deathstroke in a 9.6 or so. That's definitely a book I want to get.
4.5.
What's that?
I'll sell you mine. It's in a 4.5.
No, I want a higher grade than that.
I'm trying to get like my grail for the year is I'm trying to get a 9.8 in Hornsby and Halo number 1.
I'll have your post.
It's probably going to be my. That's why I said it.
When is NYCC?
The what?
When is NYCC?
October 17th to the 19th.
I'll get it to you before then.
Sweet. Well,
yeah, I got to get that signed by the whole crew.
Well, we talked about how we're not really buying bigger books because we're just really buying weekly books. And Mark's gonna have his live stream tomorrow, I would assume.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm picking up this week. I am on the Action Comics train right now.
Hell yeah.
Action Comics 1069 Absolute Origins number 3 should be the last one. Task Force 7 number 7, which should also be the last one as we're coming toward the end of Absolute Power. Green Arrow 16, and that's been amazing. Like the writer, I think it's Williamson on that, amazing. And then Titans 15, which Titans has actually been kind of a letdown. I feel like they just keep recycling the same storylines.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you're on 15. Everyone dropped that after issue 2.
Dude, they've been recycling the same storylines from the previous runs, and it's getting kind of annoying because I mean the DC universe is so robust that you can find characters that can be villains, even if they're not normally Titans villains. That's okay. I mean, we saw before that the Riddler was the villain in a Flash book back in the New 52, and you can bring in anyone. I mean, I think the Arrow TV show stole every Batman villain known to man. You know what I mean? So you can do anything with any villain, and they've not.
I think really harmed it too.
Here's Raven
when
as
it
a
launched.
villain again.
The World's Finest Teen Titans book was so good, that
Dude,
was
it was
such a
so good. It was
the
so
art was
good.
fantastic. It was like a great so how something like Titans is just so like boring. And I think like Tom Taylor books sometimes could like start really strong and then they just kind of like flatten out if it's not like a deceased or an injustice where he can like kill people off and stuff like that. Like, Superman with John got really like tired after 3 issues and some of the
I
other
agree
things
to a
got
point,
really
but
boring.
Nightwing has been good throughout, in my opinion. So
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I have a Nightwing's, figure right behind me, and I fell off that series. So
I fell
I,
off Nightwing. I
uh,
held out with the John Kent stuff because I was just completionist to it kind of
yeah,
thing. And Titans, I dropped Titans. That's crazy.
yeah. I think what was really bad though when he came back with John, the New Adventures of John, the one where he like fought like
Well,
Ultraman and the
I
Injustice
like
Superman.
that, to be honest with you, because we had like an
that was the
actual,
best part of it. That
yeah,
was the
we had
best
like
part.
a story at that point where like there's a plot, you have like stakes, like we were moving.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was moving, but I just didn't like the resolution of it. It was just like, all right, let me just give you a
yeah,
hug.
the resolution wasn't great. Tom
Yeah.
King's on this weird, like, I don't even know how to describe it without pissing people off, but he's on some weird shit these days with
I think you
the
mean Tom Taylor.
yeah, I'm
Tom
sorry.
King
I'm
has been
so
on
used
some
to
weird stuff
looking at
for
you
a
and
really
having
long
to
time.
Tom King's crushing it. Are you even reading Wonder Woman?
No, I mean I like the art in the
Mhm.
book, but again, like after
After
like a
Power
couple
Woman,
issues,
Oh, you can't
it,
even
I
pretend after
and
a couple issues.
I give him a hard time, but like there's some Tom King stuff I really like, but sometimes like his like the C his experience in the CIA keeps coming back up, and like certain characters, I think for some people, if it's not a character you like, it's fine when he does the deconstruction thing. But when you have a character that you like and it's the subject of that, like for example, I like Strange Adventures because I was like, well, I never had any story with Adam Strange that I
As a
particularly
war
liked.
criminal.
Yeah. So,
Yo,
yes,
like
I
the
am
fact,
reading.
I like Adam
I
Strange,
am
and I love
reading
that.
Wonder Woman right now.
I love Kirby's Fourth World. I love what he did with Mr. Miracle. His
Mr. Miracle
Supergirl
was
run,
great.
his Supergirl series was phenomenal. Danger Street was fun. It didn't have like that classic bombastic ending with a king twist to it, but it
One
was
Bad Day was fantastic. That was one
One
of the
Bad Day
best
was
like
the
one
best.
shots I've
It
read
literally
that year.
ruined the rest of that series. It was so
It
good.
should have came at the end.
Yeah, it literally ruined the entire thing
Yeah,
for everyone.
yeah.
Even people that don't really follow creators much are like, this wasn't that good. It just wasn't good
Mm.
compared to the Riddler. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
the only one that I liked outside of the Riddler one is I think I like the Clayface one. I like the
Yeah,
like
it was
all
pretty solid because
like
they got the assignment right. A lot of them didn't even get the
yeah.
assignment right. The whole concept is one bad day, and Clayface
Yeah,
got that right.
I think what was weird is that some of them like they hired like Mariko Tamaki to do the Two-Face
Two
one,
Face.
and she had just come off Detective Comics, so that
So just
story
like
was
a
like
continuation.
weirdly, yeah, it was like weird continuation where it's like, hey, this feels like it should be a one shot. Like Riddler was like,
Mhm.
hey, Batman kills the Riddler at the end of it, so it's like a completely different thing. Whereas some of them were like, but I did like the Clayface, him going to Hollywood. That was
To the
like a
party and
cool like one
everything. And
shot.
it was the snowball effect. The one bad
Yeah,
day he started reluctantly killing people.
yeah.
Yeah, Tom
Wi-
King.
And the
So
Superman one, the Dark
oh,
Crisis, that was like the best Dark Crisis one shot too. The
yes, it
one he did
was. And
with John.
Superman up in a way that he did with Kubert was
I have to read that.
is
I've
in
heard a lot of good
it's in
things
my
about that.
top 5 Superman stories of all time. It just
So you
nails
see,
Superman.
I give him a hard time, but I'm fair. I'm fair.
I know that a lot of people didn't like the Rorschach series because they just felt like it was very disassociated from Watchmen as a whole. But I thought it was a
I
good
think it was just
story.
weird. Like I think that's where I kind of disconnected from it, where it's like he does that 9 panel structure, and there was a part where like Frank Miller was in the book, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I had to put it down. It took me out of the whole like experience. And I think part of why it was so upsetting was the Watchmen series was so good
So good.
that like when I read that, I'm like, dude, you just ruined what the fuck they just did.
Yeah, so one of the writers from the Watchmen series is helping write this Green Lantern show that we're getting. You know
Well,
that, right?
Damon Lindelof was the head of that, and also one of my favorite shows of all time, The Leftovers. So that's why I'm like cautiously optimistic. It's just like when
I think they're
Pal.
using TK just for like substance direction kind of thing with these characters, because a lot of TK is not a show writer, but Lindelof is not a superhero writer, so it's important. Like that just looks like the sign of a good set, like where you have some studios that say, "Don't read these books. I don't want you to learn about these characters. Just take this script and act the part." Well, another, if you're like, well, we need somebody who clearly understands characters on a very deep level, and TK does, whether you like the way he presents them or not. He's a phenomenal writer. Whether you enjoy his stories or not is a different topic altogether. He knows how to structure, deliver, and like he knows how to do it. So I think that's a very, very good sign. And also, did you read his Swamp Thing Winter Special?
Yeah, I've heard good things about. Isn't that one drawn by Feedback?
It's a one shot that'll make you cry, bro. Like you'll just be in stitches. You're like, oh no, you are the storm. Dude, you got to read it. It's just a one shot.
Yeah, I mean, I again, it's just like I'm like Green Lantern is kind of what got me into like comics on my own. You know, summer of 09 with Blackest Night. So you know, like with Hal, I'm just like, oh, like we only got the 2011 movie, and then we're gonna get the show where he. I mean, it would be great if he dies as a hero. But it's like I really don't want you to like do flashbacks of him like being like a war criminal and shit like that.
So this
like,
whole time going through these announcements, I haven't liked the idea of a 60-year-old Hal. I didn't like the idea of them when they started calling for casting for like a 50 to 60-year-old Hal and a 30-year-old Jon Stewart. I want a younger Hal. I want the hothead. I want the fly boy.
Well, everyone's old.
Same.
Guy is a 50-year-old. If Kumail Nanjiani ends up being Booster Gold, he's in his late 40s. It's just like, are you only going to make one movie with these people? So like if they ever do Justice League International, everyone's going to be in their 50s or 60s. Because Batman, he's going to have Damian, so he's going to be older.
Batman in his 60s, right?
Yeah, so like everyone but Superman.
Like Superman's the youngest character in the entire thing.
Which I get like the structure of that, because like based on sort of like the set photos and stuff, he's gonna be the thing that sort of shows this universe of heroes a new way. But also like if you like other characters than Superman, you'd like them not to be in their 60s.
For sure. Hey, I don't mean to cut off this topic here. I want to do one more thing, then we got to get out of here because my kid's going to bed and she wants a story here in a couple minutes.
All right, gotcha.
What are you going to
read her a Tom King story?
What comics are you guys picking up this week? What comic books are you guys picking up this week? Because I talked about the 5 books that I'm grabbing. Flo, what are you getting this week?
Arrow is definitely. I've been loving Ultimate Spider-Man. I love what Hickman's done with the Ultimate Universe. Any Ultimate book, I'm kind of picking up. I haven't been reading X-Men, but I do love the sort of overall arc of all these. And this is the where we're gonna get the big fight with the Sinister Six at the last issue. They were teased, so I just love this book. And
so what
have you guys been reading the Ultimates?
I dropped it after 6 because it was lame as shit.
I'm talking about the Ultimates though, like Ultimate Avengers.
I read 1 and 4 just because I read 1 because I was to see if it grabbed me. It didn't. And I went and read 4 for the context that was recommended by whoever it was that said this is what's going to kind of.
It was the writer. He was joking.
Spiritually influence the MCU stuff.
Yeah, that 4th issue was amazing. I loved it. It was a great.
That was a great single issue of a comic because I didn't read 2 or 3, but I read that.
What else are you getting, Flo?
Uncanny X-Men 3. I've been of the X books, which have all been kind of terrible. Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone has been pretty good, fantastic. Hopefully this one doesn't have a QR code in it. I've liked this, and then I've also liked X Factor because I love Mark Russell as a writer, so I've been liking that book. But all the other stuff, it's like, this is what we got rid of Krakoa for. And then Green Arrow as well. I love that series. It's been cool to see what Williamson's done. And it shows that if you write really good, you get rewarded because that was only supposed to be a 6-issue series. And we are now on issue 16, and it's an ongoing after Williamson leaves. There's going to be a new creative team. So more Green Arrow. Also fantastic Phil Hester cover. I have some Phil Hester original art in this house. So yes.
Yeah, I mean, I said it as soon as I started grabbing it for Absolute Power. It's been amazing. Williamson's an amazing writer, so I'm not surprised that it's good. And honestly, I thought not the new 52, the Rebirth stuff with Green Arrow was amazing as well. Like I read the first 10 to 15 issues, and it was amazing. So I feel like more people need to read Green Arrow, honestly.
I think what happens with modern Green Arrow books is they start off really strong, and then the writer becomes a superstar and then leaves. That's what happened with Lemire was on Green Arrow. Williamson is on Green Arrow. So you get these really strong starts for 15, 20 issues, and then they flip the creative team. And then a book like Green Arrow can't afford to have a subpar creative team on it.
Okay, Mark, what are you getting, man? I bet your pull list is
Ron V's final issue of Detective Comics right there before Tom Taylor gets on it and ruins what's been the best consistent Batman book for the past 10 years. It's not always top of the totem pole, but it's always consistently good. It always delivers. So this is the final issue of this Gotham Nocturnal story he's been doing. His whole entire,
I can't wait for New Gods.
Yeah, his whole entire massive run on here has been one ongoing story. It's been great. But yeah, I'm excited he's leaving for New Gods because they're saying that that's going to be a huge backbone to continuity of All In and stuff along with the JLU. So I'm very excited to finally get Fourth World stuff back. Of course, I'm getting Action Comics, Gail Simone's final issue for her 3-issue arc. Green Arrow, Drop Titans.
I dropped Flash.
I didn't drop Flash. I'm not going to drop Flash. I'm just
you're a collector.
Flash is a terrible book right now. It's god.
Flash is a terrible book right now. I didn't even read the last issue. It sat here next to my laptop waiting to be read for so long. I said, you know what? Screw it. Why? I'm just going to just file it away. That was a great cover right there.
Is that Dan Panosian?
Yes.
He's honestly cover artist of the year.
Yeah, he's
cover artist
off,
of the year. Did you see his new Doom one? He has a Captain America variant cover that's a Doctor Doom variant. Fantastic.
So yeah, skipping Titans, getting Flash. I'll probably just flip through Flash without reading it all because Cy Sperrier literally uses 80% too many words. Unnecessary.
They're going to take him off the Flash, and I was kind of upset when I saw all the new creative teams and they didn't say anything about the Flash. I was pretty upset about that.
But Jeff Lemire. Absolute Flash. That's gonna be awesome.
That's kind of more the same thing, though, right? Jeff Lemire is a fantastic writer. Cy Sperrier is not a bad writer; just sucks on Flash. Does anyone have any kind of delusion that Lemire is going to be better on Flash? Not necessarily.
But Lemire has done good.
I mean, in general.
But Lemire's done others, he's done hero and cape stuff, he's done the deeper stuff like Animal Man and stuff that, and Black Hammer. But
that's what the problem is. We don't need those kind of writers on this book. We need the Williamsons, the Jeremy Adams. We need those more this is a family book, not meant for you to sit down with your family and read, but you should be able to. But it's a book about family. Everything about the Flash, outside of punching a villain, is centered around family in some aspect or another, and you're not really getting any of that despite them being in the book. It just doesn't feel right. And I don't see Lemire doing any kind of work, and I like Lemire. Put him on Swamp Thing, put him on Justice League Dark, put him on Suicide Squad.
Well, he's got JSA. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I think that'll be we'll see. I'm excited.
You didn't read Black Hammer?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Black Hammer's really.
Pop's read it. Pop said he loves that stuff. So
yeah, if you read Black Hammer, you'd be really excited for his JSA. So I'd say, if it's easily accessible, I say it's a really good taste of what his JSA could be like.
What else is coming, Steve?
Yeah, honestly, I just do
scroll
this.
On down.
I just got to do this. I got to go to the DC first because that's basically everything that's on my pull list.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, Batman Long Halloween. That's gonna.
Yep. You're getting the Task Force 7, I assume, right?
Final one. Yep.
Yep.
Not me.
Absolute Power Origins. I would imagine you're getting that as well.
One. Yep. The Lobo cancellation special.
Yep.
I just wait for some of those on Infinite. Lobo is going to be good. I really love Kyle Starks as a writer, so that I'll definitely.
Yeah, he did the Peacemaker series and nailed it, man.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Perfect. You have a writer who does good R-rated comedy, violent, nuanced stuff, and he did it for Peacemaker, so they got him to come over here and now do it for Lobo. Spot on casting for the writer there.
That variant cover was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That you showed.
Yeah. Kyle Hott's doing this cover here. I don't know if you guys remember. He did that like Silver Surfer 4 homage a couple years ago. Looks just like this, same colors and all of that. But he's on cover A and then the Virgin as well. But this is the one you're talking about. This looks like a Eastman cover, but it's Simon Bisley.
Yeah, the classic Lobo artist.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a pretty cool cover.
My son loves Lobo. It's hilarious.
You got him right here on the Space Hog.
No, he rewatches the episode of the Superman animated series where he comes for Superman. He loves that. Are there any Ghost Machine books this week? I feel like I was getting them every week. Yeah.
But I'm skipping that Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine. Wolverine is one.
Oh, the Wolverine's Revenge, number 2. That's the book that everyone was excited about, number 1. It's like a Elseworlds kind of thing.
Yeah, Hickman and Greg Capullo. I really like the art. The story was like meh, but like the Capullo on Wolverine is just too good. Yeah. Frankenstein too. Frankenstein issue 1 was fantastic. All of the Universal Monster stuff at Skybound has been amazing. Creature from the Black Lagoon was one of the best series of the year, I think.
I'm also getting Defenders of the Earth from Mad Cave and Dick Tracy from Mad Cave.
Mad Cave has been doing some really solid stuff with
Nice House by the
books.
Sea number 3 will be coming out this week.
What? I didn't see that, dude. I did not see that. I need to tell Paul then, because
scroll down. Don't filter. Just scroll down.
Where?
Oh, I might be looking at the wrong week, or it might have gotten pushed.
Yeah,
I bet that's next week.
I do these things really early when I go through and make my list.
Oh, Creature Commando special?
That's nice. That's next week, Mark. Number 3 next week.
Yeah, that got pushed.
I have to get some of those here.
That was on the September 25th list when I made my list.
You should definitely do a Creature Commandos video.
It was very interesting with the dog and Walter and all that. That was interesting. So,
which one?
The ending to The Nice House on the Sea, number 2.
Oh, I haven't read number 2 yet. I got it right here. I got Destro, Nice House, and Ultra Mega number 5. Did you ever get on Ultra Mega?
No, I've heard good things though. The new one is out, right?
Yeah, so 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they did a 4-issue series. It was amazing. Then just out of the blue, years later, not volume 2, just number 5. Like what?
I mean, the artist is fantastic, but I'd imagine again, some artists these days it's really hard for them to do interiors. So,
well, I appreciate you guys coming on here. This was fun. Yes, family. I need to put that the face back on there. Thank you guys for coming on and talking, and this was fun. We'll try to do it again next Monday.
Nice. Yeah.
Everyone go check out Mark's live stream tomorrow. He's going to give away some books. You know what you're giving away yet?
Oh, no.
Oh, you have my address, so I will be in the live stream. You can send it with my Halo poster.
I might send you this poster.
Oh, did you get the signed one?
What are you talking about?
So at participating theaters, they were giving signed ones from Keanu Reeves.
No, these definitely are not signed. When we went,
imagine you just found out you're just you threw it in the back of your car.
Yeah, they were. I tossed them in the back of the car. Grabbed a couple of them after we left Superman. But yeah, I put your poster somewhere. I was about to just box it up, but it's in here somewhere in this room.
You'll find it.
Oh yeah.
But let's let Steve go. He's got to put the kiddos to bed. I know.
Yeah, go read that Tom King book, Steve.
I appreciate you guys, and make sure you guys check out Nightwing Stan on YouTube and Bada Boom Podcast. So,
all right.
With that, Bada Boom.
Bada Boom.
Go Cats.
Cowabunga. It's morphin' time.